The King's Troop, Royal Horse Artillery, is a ceremonial unit of the British Army, quartered at Woolwich. It is a mounted unit and all of its soldiers are trained to care for and drive teams of 6 horses pulling each of 6 First World War era 13-pounder field guns used today to fire salutes on state occasions. Its duties include the firing of royal salutes on royal anniversaries and state occasions, and providing a gun carriage and team of black horses for state and military funerals. The unit is most often seen providing gun salutes on state occasions in Hyde Park and Green Park. History. After the Second World War, King George VI expressed the view that, following the mechanization of the last batteries of horse-drawn artillery, a troop of horse artillery should be retained to take part in the great ceremonies of state. Accordingly, the riding troop was reformed on 17 April 1946 at Shoeburyness as a 6-gun Royal Horse Artillery battery for the Household Division. At the suggestion of Brigadier John Anquetil Norman, the King declared that the riding troop would be known as the King's Troop. The King enacted his proclamation on 24 October 1947 by amending the page on the Visitor's Book by striking out the word riding and inserting King's. On her accession, Queen Elizabeth II declared that the name the King's Troop would remain in honor of her father. On 6 September 1997, the coffin of Diana, Princess of Wales, was carried on a gun carriage by members of the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery. The King's Troop was for 65 years stationed at St John's Wood Barracks before it was relocated to Napier Lines at the traditional Royal Artillery Barracks at Woolwich in February 2012. Because of the greater distance from central London, the troop can no longer ride to many ceremonial events, but horses will be transported by vehicle to nearer stables for appearances at Hyde Park, Buckingham Palace and elsewhere. Role. Although the King's Troop is primarily a ceremonial unit with responsibility for firing gun salutes on state occasions, it has an operational role as part of the territorial defence of the United Kingdom. Men and women of the King's Troop are trained as fighting soldiers. 6 men or women are currently deployed in Afghanistan or Iraq at any one time. When the Army mobilizes, the King's Troop provides HGV drivers who deliver ammunition to artillery units around the battlefield. Musical drive. The King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery performed the musical drive at every royal tournament from its formation in 1947 to the final royal tournament on 2 August 1999. The musical drive can be seen at shows around the United Kingdom and always at the Royal Windsor Horse Show in May. Every year, many of the maneuvers of the musical drive have remained unchanged since it was first performed in 1897. The start, known as the Big Drive, features the scissors, where the whole team crisscross at gallop, displaying choreography, teamwork and discipline. Another maneuver, the wagon wheel, depicts an inner wheel, spokes, and an outer wheel. A display may then finish with a battery charge. For a Heroes Welcome event in Windsor in May 2008, there were 6 gun teams, each of 10 horses and 7 riders. Women, first admitted to the King's Troop in 1996, made up 1/3 of the display team. Major Erica Bridge was the first female commanding officer of the King's Troop. Trooping the colour. Together with the Household Division, the King's Troop has appeared every June since 1997, when it made its first appearance at Trooping the Colour, on Horse Guards Parade to celebrate the Queen's official birthday. At the end of the event, the King's Troop ranks past the Queen. After the ceremony, the King's Troop repairs to Green Park, adjacent to Buckingham Palace, firing a 41-gun salute, which is a 21-gun salute with an additional 20 rounds fired because the gun position is in a royal park. Order of precedence. In the British Army Order of Precedence, the Household Cavalry is always listed first and always parades at the extreme right of the line. However, when the Royal Horse Artillery is on parade with its guns, it will replace the Household Cavalry at the extreme right of the line. Film The Troop, a 35mm CinemaScope film. The Troop was filmed in Windsor Great Park and at the Wood Barracks. The film had a royal premiere before the Princess Royal at BAFTA in September 1999. The Glory Film Co-production was produced by Marcus Dilliston and Paul Anthony Viole, and directed by Marcus Dilliston with an introduction spoken by Sir John Mills. Music was composed by Julian Scott and performed by the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Bibliography. Clark, W.G. Horse Gunners, the Royal Horse Artillery, 200 years of panache and professionalism. Woolwich, the Royal Artillery Institution. ISBN 0952076209.